I'm Deborah, and I'm today's director for the show. Enjoy!
He worked like a mule, mining Pike County coal. He fucked up his back, he couldn't work anymore. So one of these days, you get out of these hills, put your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills. Out the world just to bring you to tears. Keep the Lord in your heart and you have nothing to fear. Do the best that you can, don't lie, don't steal. Put your nose on the grindstone and out of the pill. I've been trying, just can't catch a break. Too much in this world that I can't seem to shake. I remember your words, Lord, they bring me the chills. Put your nose on the grindstone and out of the pill. Just as good as his word. It takes twice as long to build bridges you burn. They said you can cause, time alone cannot heal. Put your nose on the grindstone and out of the pill. Oh, Daddy, I've been trying, just can't catch a break. Too much in this world that I can't seem to shake. I remember your words, Lord, they bring me the chills. Put your nose on the grindstone and out of the pill. Put your nose on the grindstone.
Well, first of all, thanks Georg for being our band today. And with that, welcome to our 5th ISWIsion show this year. Today's topic, besides from all the normal ISWIsion broadcasting stuff, will be movies, international and national. And yeah, with me in the studio today is a little helper from Radio HSF, or ISWI Radio, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm Jonas, and I will be co-hosting this ISWIsion show with Shosh. And do you mind me saying you resemble that band a little?
The band. We often hear that.
Yeah.
We're like twins.
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. Through the events of our show today, we will be taking a look at the events of ISWI of the past days. We will have a closer look at one of the working groups, what they do, how it matters for ISWI. Then, of course, we have an interview with yesterday's keynote speaker, Ilham Habibi. We will have a guest later on joining us in the show. And now we will take a look at the time travel event that took place yesterday.
I'm at the time travel here at the Humboldt-Bau. Let's see what we can find here.
I just cut it down, very small rope.
Okay.
I make a note at the end tie, and in this way I can put it go through the warm wax easier. So just for maybe 1 second, and when the all wax drops, I can put it in the cold water. You know,
How much time does it take to do a candle, make a candle?
At least 10 or maybe more, maybe 15 minutes. When the thickness are large enough, you can go to the next level. That means color it or shape it.
I'm here with Frida. She does bookbinding. Frida, what is bookbinding?
Well, this is a good question. It's just about making books, making boxes, gold tooling, everything. Yeah, all the history of bookmaking is bookbinding, so.
Okay, I see here some water trays. They have colors in it. What's about that?
In this workshop we show the people who are interested how we color paper. And we have some oil paint with turpentine mixed, and then we drop it onto the bin, onto the water surface, and so you can color the paper. It's nearly like marble paper, but just the easier way of it.
Can you see the resemblance? The eyes, the nose, the mouth, just like me. Well, how time flies, I guess. See you.
Thanks, Teresa, for that look into the time travel event, taking us along on that journey into the past, looking at traditional craftsmanship like candle making, which is something I haven't done myself. Soap making, creating baskets, ceramics, bookbinding. I think these are really handy tasks if you can do them. And I think it also picks up ISWI's motto quite nicely, because you have these traditional techniques to work with stuff, which you can use in a world transitioning away from consumption. Because if you want to reuse things, you need to repair them if they break, and for that you need to know basically how you can do that. So, Josh, what's the last thing you repaired?
The last thing, I think my laptop, my old one, it kind of broke, and I replaced the mainboard, which isn't really repairing, isn't it? I just replaced the mainboard, and
yeah.
But I try.
Well, sometimes repairing is just taking out a broken part
Yeah.
and switching that.
Yeah.
You can't fix everything, I guess. But yeah, so which craftsmanships did you need for that?
Screwdriving.
Okay.
Amongst the many skills that I have, screwdriving is really one of my best.
Okay. Have you ever had any experiences with some of the craftsmanships that were depicted yesterday during the time travel event? Soap, candles?
No, those were like really old. I mean, I think when was the last time that I even lit a candle? So I never made
3
a
days
candle.
ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I lit a candle?
Scented candles. Yeah, but I don't make them myself. Yeah, I guess you're right. These are just not everyday tasks. They're really sort of special and yeah.
No, because when I think of craftsmanship, I think of like milling and drilling and this sort of things.
Yeah, woodworking.
Woodworking, yeah.
Yeah.
But those old ones, they're really a bit more artistic, I think, than just.
Yeah, I think especially the bookbinding is really more than just taking a few pages, sticking them together. It's really about creating a book that sticks out among the masses and creating a cover that attracts people to get a
Marketing. It's marketing.
For your book. Sure. Yeah. So what's next in our show?
Band again. Okay, then we'll switch over to Georg, back in the band corner, and listen what he has to sing.
When there's lightning, you know it always brings me down. 'Cause I'm free and I see that it's me who's lost and never found. I cry out for magic, I feel it dancing in the air. It was cold, lost my hope to the shadows of the night. There's a sign of the morning coming. We've been left in a row, just like a rainbow in the dark. Do your demons, do they ever let you go? When you're tired, do they hide deep inside to someone that you know? You're a picture, you're just an image caught in time. You lie, you and I, we're words without a rhyme. There's no sign of the morning coming. We've been left in a row, just like a rainbow in the dark. When there's lightning, you know it always brings me down. 'Cause I'm free and I see that it's me who's lost and never found. I cry out for magic, I feel it dancing in the air. It was cold, lost my hope to the shadows of the night. There's a sign of the morning coming. We've been left in a row, just like a rainbow in the dark.
Another great performance from Georg. But now we have Raoul joining us in our studio. Raoul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, what brings you to Ilmenau?
So I'm on exchange. My university received 3 students from Ilmenau during the American spring semester, and then 3 of us came to Ilmenau for the summer semester here.
Okay. So you're from the US?
I'm originally from Mexico. I've spent about half my life in Mexico and about half my life in the US.
We had a quick chat before the show about film culture, because the topic of our show today is movies, and so from my perspective, I recently had the impression that Mexican film culture keeps getting a better and better recognition. You have filmmakers like Alfonso Cuarón or Guillermo del Toro receiving or being nominated for Oscars. So how is that received in Mexico or in the US? How do you receive that as a Mexican?
I think there's a sense of pride to it. Definitely the idea that we have an art that we're known for in a global scale now. There's awards that we've won, such as Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water got the best film. Pan's Labyrinth, I think, got Best Director. Roma was actually, I believe, had like 10 nominations or something like that last year. So it's amazing. There's a sense of pride to it, like within the Mexican community.
Are these just like singular filmmakers who are exceptionally good, or is there a broad range of Mexican filmmakers with a high quality we just haven't heard of yet here in Germany?
Well, I would say those like Guillermo del Toro, like you mentioned, they have a really big public view because of their ability to be a part of the American cinema landscape. However, there are a lot of great movie makers that might not get to the international market because of the language barrier and also the cultural barrier. There's a lot of incredible movies that are made in Mexico that might not necessarily transfer over, despite great cinematography, great acting, great writing. But I would definitely not call it an isolated incident. It stems from an earlier culture of great movie making.
So, what would you say was the high point of Mexican movie making? Is it today, or was there a higher point in the past?
A lot of people talk about the golden age of cinema as about from the 20s to the late 50s in Mexico. That was a lot of time basically before the invention and dissemination of the television. There was a lot of attention given to Mexican stars and Mexican movies within Mexico. There was a lot of hype and a lot of popularity around these movie stars that made their way into other parts of culture as well.
Are there any movies you can recommend from that Mexican golden age of cinema that are a must-see for our audience? Well, more so than any specific movie, I would recommend looking into two different actors and their films. You can look up, a lot of them are actually available on YouTube and free mediums like that. Pedro Infante is a famous movie star and singer. He was known for his ability to bring kind of the best of both worlds of those two industries into both industries. And then the other one is Cantinflas, which famous comedian, American comedian Charlie Chaplin called the funniest man alive back in the day. He was known for his ability to be witty and be silly and be simple, but also have a sort of physical comedy aspect as well. So he could attract all audiences from the highest brow to the lowest brow, which is really cool. So yeah, those two artists I would recommend. Yeah, that's good. We'll certainly have to take a look into it. And I think recently I like seeing that we get away from movies only being available globally if they're English. I think it's a good development that in Germany you can see movies or TV shows that have been produced in Mexico, in Spain. I think it's kind of like those language barriers that you mentioned are sort of broken down. I think that's a good development.
No, definitely. I'd say as new media gets more and more powerful, streaming services get more and more powerful, there's the ability to watch a different culture's art easier than ever before. And like you said, a lot of for example, Netflix original series, they will have both subtitles and languages in not only English and German and Spanish, but also French, Italian, Arabic, Mandarin, you name it. A lot of times the same movie, 80% of the world could understand, Yeah.
It's very good to see. we will have you later on in our studio game.
Oh.
But first off, I think we have a little series that has been going on for the rest of the week already. Josh, do you?
Well, yeah, like in the rest of the week, like Jonas said, there were little explanations of board games around the world. And today we have Bao, an African game.
Okay.
And yeah, let's take a look what it looks like.
The board consists of 4 rows with 8 holes each, played with 48 beans or stones. 2 rows belong to one of the players, the rows facing him. In the first row there are 2 beans in each row. In the second row, only the 4 rows on the right side are occupied with 2 beans each. The 4 holes on the left remain empty for the time being. The game is played counterclockwise and begins. You take all the stones from any hollow. There must always be more than one, and always divide 1 stone into each next hollow. If you hit an empty trove with the last stone, this turn is over for you, and it's your opponent's turn. In the next round, you pick one of the occupied troves, at least 2 stones, and play it according to the pattern above. All stones stay in the game. How can you rob your opponent? If you hit with the last stone a filled trove in the lower row, you remove all the stones and distribute them further. If you get the last piece into the filled trove of the front row, you can rob the opposite trove of your opponent. You will now distribute all your pieces in your own trove, as described above. Only if the hollow of the 3rd row is empty, you may not plunder the full hollow of the 4th row. You then move your stones out of the trove in the 2nd row like normal. Single stones may not be played. Who has won? The player who only has single stones in the game. All troves with a maximum of 1 stone loses. In the game series, the total number of stones of the winner is noted. If a player conquered all of his opponent's pieces, the win is doubled.
Looks like an interesting game. Bao from Africa. I think Bao actually translates to Brett in Swahili, which would be a board in English, so it's pretty much the original board game, if you will. Yeah, and now we will play our studio game as well. So just to quickly explain the rules, we will show you a few pictures of the crew of our show. They took earlier this morning. They wanted to take part in the global tradition of cosplay.
Oh yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
But as we're in a students' town in Ilmenau and students have a low budget, they had to opt for the low budget solutions of cosplay, and it might be hard to figure out what they're displaying, and that's your job.
It's part of the fun, yeah.
The 2 of you will need to guess what our crew is depicting, and I will tell you whether you guessed correctly or not. And I think we can start with the first picture now.
Well,
so do you have any ideas what that could be?
not sure. She looks sad and has tea.
Maybe a British film?
Sad people with tea. Yeah.
I'm not sure about the film, but the base material sure is British.
Okay. Do you have any guesses?
I'm not, every time I see that was Patty, one of our crew, I always have to think of Harry Potter, but I don't think it's Harry Potter.
No, it was not Harry Potter. Maybe take a look again at the things she has with her, especially on her arm.
A blanket. Mm-hmm. Oh, a towel.
A towel, yeah.
Towel. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's correct. Ooh. That's correct.
Okay, well, towel.
Yeah,
oh.
she was depicting Arthur Dent from Hitchhiker's Guide
to the Galaxy.
Tea? So that's right. Yeah. Next up, we have another picture coming up. It's a very, I'd say, very famous movie.
I think I got this one. Is it The Lion King?
Yeah, it's The Lion King. Maybe Cat King in this case, but well, a lion was hard to come by here in Ilmenau.
Yes.
I think the next one would probably be in the zoo in Erfurt.
Maybe a bit far.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say either Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. I don't know, or some other word, Merlin, or.
I see a staff, so I think I'm gonna have to guess Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm actually gonna hold you to the actual character for this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be white or gray, but it's definitely Gandalf.
That is right. Yeah, that's clearly Gandalf. I especially like the beard.
The beard, yeah, the beard does it for me. Yeah.
It was white, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah. Now it's our second to last picture. See if you can guess this one.
Okay.
Well.
Two come to mind. What do you think it is?
Well, at first I thought Matrix, but then I saw the pen.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, so I think Men in Black.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Yeah, I think it's Men in Black.
That is right again.
Yes.
You're very much on track here. That's 4 out of 4.
We know our movies, I guess.
We know, yeah.
You know your movies. two film buffs on the sofa. Maybe you should make a podcast and call it like that.
Two film
buffs on a sofa.
Yeah. That totally would work.
Watch out. Soon to release.
Yeah. Now, our last picture. If you get that one right, you have all of them right. And that wins you...
exactly nothing.
Nothing.
Yes, nothing. That's what I wanted.
Good. That's what we can give you.
Oh. I mean...
My favorite Canadian superhero.
Well, I first thought Edward Scissorhands, but those aren't scissors.
No.
But those also
Maybe they're low-budget scissors.
Yeah. But those also aren't claws, I think. But
do you think it's... I thought it was Wolverine,
yeah,
right?
I think it's Wolverine now.
Yeah.
That is right again. So you win nothing. Congratulations. Yeah. Raoul?
Thank you so much.
That's already it. Thanks for joining us for the show. Thanks for the discussion, the insight into Mexican cinema. And yeah, I hope we can have a quick discussion after the show and dive deeper into the topic.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. And now we have a look into one of the working groups of ISWI. This time it's the documentation team. Let's see how they document this ISWI.
Today we are visiting the documentation group of the ISWI. They are here so everyone can remember all these precious moments they had during the special week. They are doing this by making a small booklet just like these, so everyone can take them home and show them to their family and friends and share those stories with them. So let's find out how far they already got. Right now I'm sitting next to two of the leaders of the documentation group, and maybe you can tell us something about your participants and how well they do, because they all look really enjoying the time here.
So as you can see, so they are all very motivated, and you will also have a final product, which is this nice documentation booklet that we will send out as a memory booklet for all the participants and group leaders at the end of the ISWI. So it will have all the things that you did throughout the week. So also photographs we selected from the ISWI folders and photographer team as well. And yeah, this will be a good memory. And also at the end we'll leave certain pages for you to write some memories of your own as well. So
what did you fell in love with?
Yeah.
Or whom you fell in love with during ISWI?
It would be a very good memory to have, I feel. And unlike last year's, we did two new things this year. One was the news poster that we published in the middle of the ISWI week, which is this very good poster. We had the events which was prior to this poster being made. We documented this in a news poster, and this year we are also doing video documentation.
Amen. This is Amen.
Yes, this is Amen.
Yeah, he's working on the videos from the documentation team of the ISWI. Can you show us a little bit what are you exactly doing right now?
Editing a video. We wanted to tell some stories of the people who became friends here. So we are making a video about the friendships that are formed in ISWI.
So this is Rick.
Yeah. We document stuff from different groups. We are also aware of what the other groups are doing and how they are functioning as well. So this will all be documented here. So that's our task.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yes, so you heard it. If you want to remember everything that has happened here, just go to the closing ceremony, get your books, look at the videos that you can find there, go to the panels where these hang around the newspaper, and yeah, share those memories with your families and friends at home. Yeah, back to the studio. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. See you. Ciao.
Well, I guess just as important as the keynotes and lectures and all that stuff at ISWI, the documentation is important because, well, you know, future generations will need to know what we all found out about us, about the world.
Yeah, and I mean, it isn't even only about future generations. I think it's also important for participants of ISWI or the crew from ISWIsion and the ISWI radio, because it helps keep the memory alive. If you have something documented, if you have a book where you can flip through, look at some pictures, it's just yeah, very, very good to have that in. And I think they're doing a very important job. Maybe not in creating something new ideas, but in documenting new ideas that come together in the working groups on the campus. I think it's a very important job, and we should all be thankful to them.
And to make a little advertisement for ourselves, we also helped a little because we broadcasted all the lectures and keynotes and that kind of stuff. And yeah.
Yeah, it's basically also a part of documentation. If you want to, in 15 years, look at one of the keynotes of ISWIsion19, you can just go into the FEM archive or the ISWIsion archive and yeah, find that and listen in what were the current ideas in 2019.
And maybe we can now switch to yesterday's keynote. Well, not the keynote, but the lecturer of the keynote, Dr. Habibi of the International Liaison University in Indonesia. And yeah, let's listen what he had to tell yesterday.
Thanks for the presentation.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure.
Who are you and where are you from?
Okay, my name is Ilham Habibi and I'm from Indonesia. I'm from Jakarta, which is the capital of Indonesia. And I'm here on visit to Ilmenau in order to give this presentation this morning. At the same time, also, I have some years back founded a university in Indonesia. And this university called IULI, International University Liaison Indonesia, has a cooperation with TU Ilmenau since more than 4 years now. And so I'm also visiting TU Ilmenau, not only as a speaker at the ISW, the International Students Week, but also as a partner of Ilmenau to provide academic education for students from Indonesia.
And what is the ISWI for you?
Oh, I think it's a good opportunity for me to, first of all, meet many students from, I have to say, around the world. And also not only meet, but have a discussion, like we just had in the Auditorium Maximum. I saw that there's a lot of different types, different students from many countries, from Africa, from different countries in Europe, also from Asia, And so that is interesting because they had a lot of questions, and I think some are probably related to their background, and so you have many questions maybe you would not have thought about in the same way like they asked these questions, and so I think I like that. I like this kind of interaction.
Your presentation was about chances and
challenges. Yeah, meaning to say chances and challenges means chances. I mean more what is the positive experience, how we can further expand those positive experiences, and challenges are basically the things that I think we have to improve, right? Or the things that remain always a challenge. I think a big part of the challenge side of my presentation was the language. Language is a major thing. If you want to communicate, if you want to study, you have to master the language that's being used for the study. In Indonesia, most of our students, they learn English as a first foreign language. As a second, they have choices. They can learn many languages, but for sure not everybody learns German. And so that's just learning German in a foreign country. But now you have to speak German well enough in order to study in Germany. That's a completely different matter. And I think that's a continuous challenge for everybody, and that is something we need to find solutions for.
You want to say something?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the TU Ilmenau here for the outstanding support and collaboration with us. It's a pleasure and an honor to be a partner of TU Ilmenau, and I really look forward for many, many years to come to collaborate and further work with Ilmenau to support international students that come to Ilmenau. My wish would be that maybe at some later point in time, that this is not only a one mystery, that people come to Ilmenau, but maybe, who knows, there would be some people from TU Ilmenau coming to Indonesia and want to have some experience over there. Why not?
That would be great.
That would be great, I think so, yeah. Well, I think, yeah. So thanks for giving me the opportunity here to say a few words.
Thanks for me that you give me a lot of words.
Okay.
All right, have a nice time in Ilmenau.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, interesting to hear the thoughts of Professor Ilham Habibi on international cooperations. I think he mentioned that our university here in Ilmenau has been working with his university in liaison in Indonesia for 24 years, which I think is quite impressive. That's a long time. And I think that's one of the very good parts of the university here in Ilmenau. Yeah. Just how international it is, how many different partnerships we have, how ISWI, of course, and the opportunity for students to go abroad, the opportunity for students from abroad to come here. That's really a positive thing about our university.
Yeah.
Have you been abroad while you studied here?
No, not for studying, only holidays.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to, but well, now I'm at my bachelor's thesis, so it's a bit late. So kids do it like in the third semester or something, when you still have the time, and not not in the end.
Well, if you do a consecutive master's study, then you could possibly use that as an opportunity to go abroad for half a year or so. But yeah, you'll have to see how it works, I guess.
Maybe.
I didn't use that opportunity either, which, in hindsight, I guess, is a shame. But
you're still all right. Yeah, you turned out all right.
I turned out okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right is one level too high. I go for okay.
It's you turned out somewhere.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
So, want to come to an end? And
no, I think first you have to tell us what's going on. Today and tomorrow.
What you can do tomorrow. Like all things, the ISWI comes to an end in the next few days and starts with the group presentations tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the Humboldt building. So all the groups, like the documentation group we saw today, they're going to present their results and talk about that. And then at 8 p.m. in the Audimax, there's going to be the final event. So the big bang before everybody goes home and takes a good time of sleeping, I guess. Yeah, But before that, today you can go into the clubs. In BC, there's African disco. So I guess if you want to dance, then go into the BC club at 9 p.m. BD Club today does the Oktoberfest. So if you're more into German culture, you can go there. Or you already went because it started at 10 p.m. today, 10 a.m. today, and still continues till tonight. So I've already seen a lot of drunk people today, and yeah, they're still getting drunk. That's what Germans do, really. Oktoberfest in the end of May, because why not? If you don't like either of those, you can go to the BH Club at 9 p.m. and there's the Absolute Night Disco. So I guess vodka? Absolute vodka? I don't know. Just take a look and get drunk.
Dance.
Dance. Yeah, dance, don't get drunk. So, but that's really it for this show, I guess. Before I go back one last time to our band / singer, I want to thank everybody who did the show today. Jonas on my side.
Special thanks also to Raul, our guest.
Definitely, and to all the cameramen, the technical people, the people in the control room that make everything here possible. Thank you. And now, one last time, Georg.
I went down to the river, flown out on the sea. On my way to the ocean, let the spirits swallow me. I got low down in the water, let the current got my bones. I've got 9 kinds of trouble, just trying to find my way home. With 20-some years of living and 1,000 wasted days, I have loved a lot of women, many times I've gone wrong ways. And I came down to the water for a dip to cleanse my soul. They keep telling me I'm just a baby, baby. Why do I feel so la da 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 da.